What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up and salute to everybody in the chat, man. Yo, I want first and foremost want to say I hope everyone had a happy holiday, a happy new year, man. I'm wishing everyone a blessed one, a safe one, man. And let's set things on fire in 2023, man. For a lot of y'all don't know, man, my first name, I'm Jordan. That's what the J stands for, Jordan. So the year 23, man, I'm after greatness, man. But speaking of greatness, the Dallas Cowboys got a lot of greatness to still accomplish. We are coming up on the last game of the season, man. I can't believe it. Like, I remember doing those camp shows when a lot of my boys is back in Oxnard, man. But here we are, the final game of the season. And tonight, I had to bring on a guy, man. He ain't no guest, y'all. He ain't no guest, man. This is my brother, man. This is my tag team partner, man. We like the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, man. We be kicking these Eagles fans' ass, man. We be doing them bad, man. So I had to call up my guy, man, because here's the funny thing about Rome, y'all. Rome would call me, or I'll call Rome middle of the day. We'll start talking about something completely separate from Cowboys talk. And we ended up talking for about 2 hours. Like, bro, we should have just did a show. We just did a show, man. So we was talking, man. I was like, yo, let's pause it right now and let's go ahead and do a show, man. So with further ado, fam, I'd like to welcome to the show my guy, Rome, Mr. Cowboys Fan Talk. What's going on, bro?
My guy, Jay Tuck, man. Appreciate you bringing me on. You know what I'm saying? Let me put it on my channel, too. And, you know what I'm saying? You already know, man. It's a meeting of the minds whenever we chop it up and whenever we talk. You know, but it's so much stuff that we talk about behind the scenes that we don't ever get out, you know what I'm saying, to the open, because we'll chop it up for 2 hours and then we'll move on to something else when we finally do our content. So we're like, yo, let's actually, you know what I'm saying, put something on wax this time and get together. So I'm hyped. I feel like it's been a minute since me and you did something without the extracurricular activities of a round table.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know how that go. Nothing gets accomplished.
Yeah, salute to everybody on the round table, man. But we don't be getting our words in, bro. Like yeah, man. Tonight it's all about us, man.
Let's check the temperature.
Facts. Man, they call us in the chat, man. They saying the Harlem Heat, man. Harlem Heat, man. I like the Harlem Heat, man. You know, Booker T, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's what it's about tonight, man.
That's a deep cut. If you don't like wrestling like I did, you don't know who the Harlem Heat is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Harlem Heat, man. Steiner Brothers, man. Be Big Papa Tuck, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Everybody in the chat, salute Big Papa Tuck, man. I'm trying to get there, man. I'm trying to get there for the new year. But everyone in the chat, man.
Say one thing before we go forward.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say, man, prayer is real. I'm really happy that Damar Hamlin is actually showing great signs, and you know what I'm saying, he's awake and you know what I'm saying, acknowledging things. And it was a scary week earlier this week. So before we go forward, I just wanted to make sure we definitely know that prayer is real. You know what I'm saying? Positive energy is real, and that's just dope to me.
Facts, man. It was a scary thing that we saw happen the other night, man. And to be honest with you guys, you know, I really didn't speak on it on my channel, but, you know, salute to everyone on my channel who kind of gave me some time to decompress. Because I just didn't feel right dropping a video, you know what I'm saying? It just didn't feel right. So I really didn't see what happened overall, but man, it was just a horrible scene. But it's glad to hear he's in good spirits right now. And it's crazy that they said the first thing he asked when he kind of came to was like, did we win? You know, so it kind of shows how much the game means to these players, man. You know, so it's good to kind of see, man. Salute to my guy Nick with the super chat already, man. $13. Appreciate you. He says, thoughts and prayers with Hamlin first off. Second, I want Tampa first round. Got to fight off our demons this year. I think the Giants could beat the Vikings in playoff 2. Upset alert on that game. Yeah, we got some things to talk about when it comes to playoffs. So
get our page already.
Yeah, man. We already there, man. This is what we definitely talk about. But Ron, before we start, man, I want to kind of kick things over to you. So here we are, the Dallas Cowboys going to the final week. We are at 12 wins. We got the opportunity to win 13 wins, which is huge, man, because we don't do that back to back. Let's be honest, we gotta keep it funky, bro. We don't have back to back successful seasons. So when you look at what happened last year and where we currently stand this year, how are you feeling, bro? Are you more confident? Are you still kind of skeptical? How are you feeling about this Cowboys thus far in this season?
I'm feeling more confident, and I'll explain why, because everybody's gonna just call me a homer like normal. And that's cool. You know, I wear it proudly. But it's the trials and tribulations. The difference between this year and last year, we didn't go through as much adversity.
Right.
You gotta just look at, you can jump back to last January, you know what I'm saying, or February, when we start losing players, and then you know what I'm saying, from the Amari Cooper and Randy Gregory and all of the Jones scandal. I don't need to go into voyeurism and all that. It was a long offseason. And then right before the year starts, when we finally like, all right, let's get into football, we lose Tyron Smith.
Mm-hmm.
We finally, all right, we're going to get through that. And then we lose Dak first game. It's like, all right, man, this might not be the year.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And then to have the fan base battle back and forth about whether they wanted to roll with Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott. You know, we like to eat our young for the Cowboys.
Right, of course.
You know, and then to watch us lose players like Javon Curse missed some games, and Schultz missed a game, and Zeke has missed games. And like we battled through, and we lost 2 starting corners this year. We lost Terrence Steele this year.
Mm-hmm.
And we still keep finding ways to win. The media is not going to tell you that, but like I'm proud of the team. I ain't trying to sound cheesy, but this 12-4 is earned.
Right.
Like, listen,
yeah.
It is not given. It is earned.
Yeah, and I think
so
for me,
I'm excited about the truck.
Yeah, and I agree with you, bro. Like, I feel like for me, like, I feel like last year, right, it was just kind of like, all right, we kind of expected. We got Dak back. We had the talent, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. Like, everything was kind of flying high. You had Micah Parsons come out of nowhere with this rookie campaign, Trayvon Diggs. So it was kind of like the first thrill. So I feel like last year, we were just kind of excited because, like, we didn't kind of expect our defense to really turn around, but we had high expectations for our offense. But when you look at this team this season, like you said, bro, we are battle tested, because I remember we did a round table in the preseason and they said we was front runners. They said we don't battle adversity. And typically that is the case when it comes to the Cowboys. I mean, I was there that first game versus Tampa. I saw what happened, and then I get the news when I'm in the parking lot that Dak Prescott hurt his thumb and he's going to be out missing some games. I was just like, here we go. You know what I'm saying? It's always this up and down,
Tell me your thoughts that exact moment.
Bro,
what was your thoughts in the parking lot like?
Man, I was hurt. Like, I was double hurt because I was hurt by the performance. I expected our team to play a lot better. But then I'm in the parking lot and they're talking on 105 through the fan and says Dak Prescott's going to miss 4 to 5 games with a thumb. I was like, are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, here we go with this again. So we're going to have to go out there and you know, at the time, right, we had Cincinnati, who just came out the Super Bowl the very next game at home, you know, without our starting quarterback, without our left tackle, and then our wide receivers were looking a little funky at the time. I'm just like, man, here we go. The roller coaster, yes. Right?
Dennis Houston time.
Yeah, Dennis Houston, you know, Jalen Tolbert wasn't playing. There was no Michael Gallup. So I was just like, how are we going to find a way? But it kind of goes to what the Cowboys have been kind of using as their moniker, the word, right? Resilient. That's what they've been. So it's like, I know a lot of Cowboys fans, they've been wanting to simulate to get to the postseason. But when you look at what we've done throughout the season, we built those calluses to be prepared for the playoffs. And what I've been trying to explain to a lot of my viewers is like, this is foreign territory because, like I said, we never really got to come off a playoff loss and then go right back and kind of build off of that. It's normally been a playoff loss, 2 to 3 years or something like that before we get back. But since we're going right back, hopefully the Cowboys can learn from what happened last year and build off of that. So with that saying, Ron, we talked about, you know, the resilience of the team, you know, the adversity that we battled. What's your thoughts on Mike McCarthy? Because that was another dark cloud that we kind of had this offseason, man. It was just the Sean Payton this, if Mike McCarthy didn't do this. At this point, do you feel like Mike McCarthy has earned the right to be the Dallas Cowboys head coach of the future?
I'm going to be real with you. I do. I know it's real easy to want to put your toe in the water, the Sean Payton talk, because it's like, I mean, it's right there. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, man, Mike has done nothing but show up for this team. I ain't gonna lie. He showed up for the team the first year when Dak got like hurt. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When it just looked like, oh, it's gonna be a wrap.
Right.
You know, Mike McCarthy has showed nothing but resilience to me as a coach, because he deals with, this isn't a normal coaching gig. Mm-hmm. He got to deal with disrespect from the media, disrespect from his fans, disrespect from the owner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And still come out there and lead his team and try to have a sense of leadership when everybody tells you, you ain't really a leader. You don't mm-hmm. really got no authority. Mm-hmm. So to get your team to go 12 and possibly 13 wins back to back with the injuries and everything we've dealt with, oh, you possibly gonna lose Dan Quinn talk simmering.
Right.
There's all kinds of distractions, and he keeps finding a way for us to win, and not only win, but like we've been winning convincingly a lot this year. Mm-hmm. And a couple of our highest profile losses literally have been in overtime. Like, there's no Denver to point to this year.
Right.
Like, there's no like, hey, that was there's no like Cardinals game where it's like, well, they didn't show up.
Right.
We've shown up. We're 5-1 versus playoff teams.
Right.
You notice that 500 narrative that
oh yeah, that's we ain't heard about that. You know, you swept that under the rug. You know, yeah.
You know why? You know why they ain't bringing up this shit, bro? Because they would have to acknowledge we got the best record in the NFL versus 500 above teams.
Facts.
No one else is 5-1.
Facts.
So they like, well, we can't talk about that because we're not gonna give the Cowboys no credit.
Right.
So it is what it is. We got to give ourselves credit. That's what I always say.
And what I tell people, let's close our eyes for a minute, Cowboys Nation. Let's imagine Mike McCarthy's in Green Bay and he loses Aaron Rodgers for 5 games and they're still sitting at 12 wins, 13 wins. Oh, it'd be headlines everywhere. But we know when it comes to Dallas, man, it's always something, right? Just like Rome said, last year we couldn't beat playoff teams. We didn't beat teams with winning records when we did last year too, right? But 5-1 versus teams with winning records, but they don't want to bring that up. Now it's just about the interceptions. You know, now we care about interceptions. When Diggs was getting a bunch of interceptions last year, interceptions didn't matter. Now that Dak has a few, now interceptions is the most important piece. So we understand the narratives when it comes to the Cowboys. It's always going to be something. But like you said, I just think this team has learned to block out the outside noise, which I'm excited about. Because let's keep it honest. If Mike McCarthy wasn't here, this is Jason Garrett. Y'all remember them Jason Garrett days when Sean Lee would go down? We were just like, all right, season's over. You know what I'm saying? We would lose a linebacker, bro, and feel like the season's over.
Like a linebacker would go down.
Right.
A linebacker,
middle linebacker, everything falls apart.
Like,
right. Yeah. So, I mean, you lose your starting left tackle, lose your starting right tackle, you lose 2 of your starting corners, you lose your quarterback. Like, you have a lot of different things kind of happen and transpire throughout the season, and the Cowboys are still standing. Cowboys Nation, you got to be excited. So, we was talking about this, man, and I started off before last week, right? I was just like, listen. This is before the whole Eagles thing, you know, before they lost. I was like, yo, after we beat the Titans, I wanted to rest. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to go into the playoffs as healthy as possible. And I felt like kind of going on a whim, competing for a number 1 seed or even the division just wasn't worth the chase versus going healthy. Because we look at this team, bro, we starting to get thin, and specifically on the offensive line, which we'll speak about here in a second. But here we are. The Eagles have to beat the Giants, or we can still have the opportunity to win the division. 49ers play the Cardinals. I doubt the Cardinals are playing DeAndre Hopkins, so that's pretty much going to be a wash for them. So I would say the number 1 seed is out the picture. But from your standpoint, what do you want to prioritize? Like, do you see the Cowboys playing starters all the way into the 4th quarter? What do you think we're going to see on Sunday? Or what would you like to see?
This is the crazy thing. I want to see them play the whole game.
Okay.
Like, I mean, we up and we beating them by like 21 and we made our point. Fine. Pull some starters. But I'm not a proponent of resting, man. You down to the final stretch of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in the off season. You know what I'm saying? Go get to it. You want to put your best foot forward mentally. These teams that come in hot, they don't get to rest. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're hurt and you healing up, yeah, don't play LVE. Let Hankins get healthy. You know, don't push nobody. If someone's nicked up, maybe you do sit tank. You know what I'm saying? Because he's at that foot thing he's been battling for like 9 weeks.
Right.
So maybe you arrest somebody like that, somebody that doesn't really need to push it. Maybe you just save tank because you're gonna need him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you get out there.
So what do you do?
Get some series and maybe you pull.
So not to cut you off, what do you do with your quarterback who kind of hyperextend? Because honestly, when Dak got up limping, bro, my heart sunk again. You know what I'm saying? So from Dak's standpoint, and either Micah, I'm not sure. Does Micah have the wrap off his hand? I'm not sure if he even has it off. I haven't seen any pictures as of late. But so
I want to know how he cut his hand. They're not gonna tell me.
There is some rumors floating around. And I don't want to, I want to pass out the rumors, but it makes sense, when you kind of add the timeline, because there was something with his dog where, he mentioned that he had to put his dog down. And, there was, there was a pit bull hand wrap, because I didn't see a play where you can say, all right, that's where, it could happen. So that's what some of the rumors I've been hearing, but it doesn't matter. Long as because he still grabbed the fumble with the club on, So Mike is just going to be an animal regardless. But, when I saw Dak hyperextend that knee, bro, like I almost lost it. And
I was nervous too.
Yeah. And so it's like, so do you risk that? Because I mean, here's the thing. I do not know what the Washington Commanders are going to do. Like, you look at the injury report today, they ain't in practice. Nobody practiced today. They should have just called it off, man. Everyone was do not participate. But they still have a great defensive line. And if you out there still rushing, getting pass rush with Sweat and Chase Young and all sorts of stuff, like, do you put your franchise quarterback in that situation with not too much to gain, with the possibility of something making go wrong?
I'll be real with you. This is what I want, though, Tuck. This is the crazy thing. This is why I don't mind Dak starting. He don't have to play the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't really looking for them to. I'm not really worried about the passing rhythm. I know that sounds stupid, because I know Dak's been throwing some interceptions. But we need to get back to our heavy personnel, 12 personnel, 13 personnel,
right?
Identity, and roll through because I don't really think nobody ready for that in the playoffs.
Right.
I'm glad T.Y.'s here. He takes some pressure off Michael Gallup. He showed that he can make some clutch catches. So I'm glad that T.Y.'s here. CD's coming into his own. Dak, I noticed some of the fluky interceptions got people freaked out, but I'm going to be real with you. I ain't worried about Dak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He threw some interceptions, but then he'll throw a dot like he did to Schultz in the back of the end zone.
Right.
That was a dot.
Right.
So I'm not worried about Dak. I'm more worried about our running game because it ain't been looking right.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to see in Washington.
Yeah, to get back to that foundation. Yeah.
Impose their will.
Yeah.
Because we haven't, like, think about it. Last time we had a consistently good running, like, I know we didn't have TP last week. So Malik Davis is young. I saw a couple of clips of him not really knowing how to let his blocks develop. You know, Malik Davis is young. But I think that with the line shuffle, I want to see the run blocking with the line shuffle. I really want to see some consistent run game because that's what's going to give me confidence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's going to help out with the passing game, obviously. So, yeah, I want to see in Washington, I want to see, like, it's going to sound crazy, like 35 carries, bro. 35 carries and like 25 passes. Dak don't need to force nothing. He just need to let the game come to him. Yeah.
And that's where I'm at because, you know, if you look at what's really going on, bro, I feel like the Cowboys, when it comes to the run game, we're missing Terrence Steele. You know, I know a lot of people kind of had their question marks, but Terrence Steele was kind of the anchor, especially on that right side. So you do have Tyron Smith on there, but like you said, with the lack of continuity with the offensive line, you're changing here. You got Tyler Smith at left tackle, then he's left guard. You got Jason Peters at right. Like, so all the moving around pieces, we just haven't gotten that continuity with the offensive line. And yeah, we are going to have to get the run game involved, y'all. If we are going to go on this quest for 6 and get this 6th championship, we can't do it without Zeke and Pollard. You know, I know that Pollard has the kind of the hip injury, you know, right now, but he's going to probably give it a go from what I'm hearing on Sunday. You got to get that involved. If we're going to drop back and throw 40-plus times each playoff round, I just think that's a recipe for disaster. We got to get back to power football, like you said. And salute to Cowboy Chris. He said, get back to the tight ends, man. It's like, that's my frustration, bro, when it comes to the Cowboys, especially on the offensive side. We find something that's worked. You know what I'm saying? You got Dalton Schultz, you got the 2 young bloods and Fergie and Henny, and they're going crazy, open up the passing lanes. You're going 13 personnel, and then it's like, all right, let's get away from it. So it's like, I really want the Cowboys to find a rhythm and an identity before we head into the playoffs versus whoever that opponent might be.
I want the receivers. I know I said I'm not worried about Dak. Receivers need to lock in for Dak, man.
Right.
They need to have they need to, and tight ends included. We got to start catching these passes.
Right. Facts.
Like, seriously. You got to hone in, you know, so you can I'm not here to absolve him from all the interceptions. I'm also not tripping about the interceptions. People throw them. But if you take away all of the funky bounces off the hand interceptions, then he's right on par with all the other quarterbacks in the league. Right. It's like 5 of them, a good 5 that have just been like, oh, why did or CD not running the right route earlier in the year? You know, you take some of those things away, it don't look as bad. But receivers we gotta lock in because it's no other time. Right. You have to play clean. You got to play clean in the playoffs. Because even if Dak is playing outstanding, bro, and having a phenomenal game, and it hits a wide receiver in the hand, because it's happened too frequent. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was cool. Like, all right, you saw it on occasion. All right, yeah, he hit him in his hands. Okay, kind of a fluke interception, but it's constantly starting to happen, and that's the huge concern. Like, I'm seeing way too many drops, and not just dropping the ball, bro. It's like
saying? You bouncing the ball all the way up in the air. Like, at least bat it down or something, man. It's like, what is going on? And it's not with young guys. That's the problem. It's Dalton Schultz. It's Noah Brown, guys who's been here. Like, so they really have to lock in, like you said, and be on the same page with Dak, because if those types of plays happen in the playoffs, that could send us home. And, I just think that it comes to just focus, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lack of focus. But like I said, someone says, why don't we commit to the power of football? I don't know. Y'all remember that Hawk formation they had last year when they was having like 4 offensive linemen out there last year? And, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just kind of get away from stuff. And I think that's the frustration when it comes to Kellen Moore. He'll show you something, take it away. Cowboys come out, they play tempo, they get into a rhythm, they march down the field, and it's gone. What's up?
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
I heard that there was in a game, I think it was it the Philly game? I saw Mike McCarthy with a play sheet in his hand.
I do not know. The Christmas Eve game? You said that game?
I think so.
I don't know, man. Y'all saw my videos on Christmas Eve. I was charged up to the max, man. I was cranked up to the max, man. I was out for blood on Christmas Eve, y'all. I was out for blood on Christmas Eve, bro. I was on a mission.
I'm gonna try to see if I can find it.
Okay.
Because I think the reason why I bring that up is Mike McCarthy know that if this go left, if we go in and just drop and we don't look like we belong on the field versus Tampa, because it's gonna be Tampa. Let's be honest.
Right.
It's gonna be Tampa.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I look, if things get crazy and we end up the first or second seed, I'll be wrong and happily.
Which Cowboys Nation, if y'all don't never listen to your boy Jay Tuck, listen to me now. Buy your Tampa tickets right now. As soon as they announce, those ticket prices going up. So it's like, I already went in and bought my Cowboys playoff tickets right now. But if y'all sit back and wait till Sunday till after everything is finalized, yeah.
I say Mike Tag hit you too, so y'all gonna be lit.
Yeah, Mike Tag is gonna be there, man. So like I said, I'm already booked, room, hotel, everything for Tampa, man. I did it early because I know as soon as they announce Brady Cowboys, which will probably be Sunday night or Saturday night football, them Bucs fans gonna be, oh, okay, that's what y'all trying to come see. Yeah, we're gonna up the price a little bit, man. So I'm telling y'all might grab it.
What you want, Saturday or Sunday?
Me personally,
Saturday or Sunday?
I want Saturday. Well, selfishly, I want Saturday, but my mom, because I want Saturday because I want to go ahead, get it done, get this victory. I'm going to chill at the beach all Sunday, right? You know what I'm saying? Because if it's Sunday, it's Sunday, man, I'm gonna be on edge on Friday when I get there. Saturday, I'm going to be on edge, man. So it's like I want to get it done and over with, so that way I can chill and kick it in Tampa. But I was talking to West Coast.
Fox ain't gonna let that.
Yeah,
Fox is gonna make that game Sunday at 4.
Yeah. I was looking at the time slots, man.
Brady and the Cowboys. Oh,
and honestly, that's the only
time. Brady and the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's the only like room shaker game, bro. Like, cause you got possibly could be like Ravens and Bengals. Besides that, all the other first round games really ain't that blockbuster. You get Cowboys and Bucks, and the only reason I don't think it's gonna be a night game is because they had the first one on Sunday night on NBC. So I think that Fox and like, nah, y'all had the home opener for.
But it'll get dark though.
Oh yeah. I'm just talking about NBC getting the night game, like the Sunday night 7:00 game. Oh, yeah. So I think Fox is gonna say, nah, y'all already had it. It's our turn. You know what I'm saying? On some Skip Bayless stuff. It's my turn, and they gonna get that 3:00 game with the Cowboys and Bucks, man. But you know what I'm saying? I've been trying to tell everybody, bro. It's the playoffs. You can't duck no smoke. And, I wish we could play Washington 3 times on the way to the Super Bowl. It just can't happen that way. You know what I'm saying? So, in order to get there, man, we got to turn it up a notch. So,
what I was saying is, I think McCarthy, if it's gonna be Brady and the Bucks, if we just get demolished and don't look like we belong on the field, he know this a wrap for him. Mm-hmm. It ain't gonna be fair to have the 12 wins, maybe 13 wins back to back, and then lose your job. Sounds nuts, but I feel like he's gonna go down. I'm not saying he's going to grab the play call sheet and just call plays completely, but I got a feeling that Mike is going to have his handprint on this game because he's like, I'm not going to just go out with you not having any type of Kellen just going to the game freestyling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's no rhyme or reason to what he's doing.
Right.
And I feel like at minimum, Mike's going to be in his ear like, hey, man, we need to be running heavy this drive. Like, I feel like they're going to be communicating a little bit more heavier than what Mike usually do. If That's what I feel. Because if I'm gonna go out on my own terms.
Yeah, I mean, you would think. That's what I'm saying. If I know, like, listen, they already got a guy they kind of googly eyeing with Sean Payton. I already know the backdoor conversation they probably already had with Dan Quinn, possibly with Kellen, unfortunately. I'm going out guns blazing my way. But you just don't see it. And like I said, when I sat back and I watched that Eagles game, bro, and it was kind of like Dak and the T.Y. play, like, I'm like, all right, we getting back. That's why I knew for the Tennessee game, like, we about to air this thing out. It just feels like that's the identity that the Cowboys really want to be. They don't want to be this ground and pound game, this team.
I think it's more Kellen than Mike.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the contrast.
The run game.
Right, and I feel like that's the contrast, right? That's the huge
Kellen's
contrast.
Trying to get back in the good graces, though.
Right.
Kellen wants to get back in the media's good graces.
Right.
It ain't happening. They don't believe in you no more.
Right.
You know what to get him back in the good graces? Be the offensive coordinator of a team that makes a playoff run.
Right.
It ain't gonna be because Dak threw it 40 times. Me and you big Dak fans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Humongous Dak. Like, yo, you don't gotta talk me into liking Dak.
Right.
Just because I'm a Dak fan, I don't think I want to go into the game and be 80-20.
Right.
That's stupid.
Right. Right.
Like, I want the run game to be effective because we need it.
I tell people all the time when it comes to that, right? Because, elite quarterback can lead. Like, y'all know I live here in Kansas City. Bro, the Chiefs don't even want Pat Mahomes throwing that much. They just trying to get a run game. They trying to get, those guys involved. And, Pacheco and, McKinnon, like, they're trying to get the run. They just don't have what we have. Bro, if Pat Mahomes had Zeke and Pollard, bro, they would be running that ball, with Eric Bieniemy. But it's just like, for us, man, I just felt it like, all right, we got T.Y. The Cowboys just beat the Eagles on Christmas Eve. It was fireworks, high scoring. Dak was slanging that thing, had one of his best games this season. Kellen said, yeah, that's what I want right there. And as soon as we come out versus the Titans, it's just slanging the ball all over the place. Now, granted, we didn't have Tony Pollard, but you still had Zeke. You still had Malik Davis, who I think is going to be a phenomenal running back for the Cowboys in the future. It is like, bro, just commit to the run game. Keep the clock
a little bit in that game.
And then they gave it, and they took it out of his hands. And so that's my biggest concern. It's not the run defense stopping the Cowboys' run. It's Kellen Moore taking the run game away from the Cowboys offensively. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember last year when I was in Tampa, and I remember, I'm saluting my guy SoFlo. We was walking up to get another drink at halftime, and I looked up at the scoreboard. I was like, Zeke only has 6 carries at halftime. Like, bro, like you was saying, like,
bro, if we do that next week, we're gonna lose.
Yeah.
If we don't run the ball at least 20 times next week, at least 20 times we're gonna lose. We better not do that.
Right. All right. I agree.
I don't care if you're running the ball just off of like. Well, I don't want him to be petty running because Kellen Moore do that sometimes.
Yeah, he'll do that. Yeah, he'll do that petty. That's what he was doing last Sunday.
I want him to run with the flow.
Right.
Like if the running game is working on the drive. Because remember the San Fran game, as bad as that game was for us, as painful as it was, remember that one drive right after the half, we came out running the ball and we started to move and shake.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about, running with a purpose. That's the best way to put it, running with a purpose.
Right.
Not just running to be like, I got to get 4 running plays in so it's even.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like that's what Kellen did on Sunday, bro.
What?
It was just like, you know what, y'all want me to run the ball, so here on first down, here y'all go, I run the ball. Now I can go do what I want to do. It's just like my kids, man. Like I tell my kids to clean the room, you know what I'm saying? They not gonna clean it. They gonna stuff under the bed. You know what I'm saying? They gonna half wash it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I did it. Can I go play video games now? And that's the same way Kellen Moore is like, bro, y'all want me to run the ball more? Here you go. Here's a dive on first down. Here's a dive on second down. All right, I'm done. So that way he can go, he can go to the stats after the game and say, oh, we ran the ball. We had 20 rushing attempts. We tried to get it. Yeah.
He better not run no random jet sweeps or like
it's coming.
Reversing there. I don't want to see it. They need to have a coaches meeting and no random trick plays for no reason.
It's coming, bro. It's coming. Like,
you want to run some trick plays? Run them in Washington this week.
We are at the point now. It's just like I just expect the trickery to come. You know what I'm saying? Like when they ran that reverse versus tennis, I'm like, just We just gotta hope that they get it done and get it done early. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do it in the first quarter. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
It don't never be working.
I know. Like, I can't think of the last trick play the Cowboys have pulled off that was like non-special teams that really hit for a big play.
They look good.
It was probably what I would think the Cedric Wilson pass. And what game was that? Was that Minnesota last year? Like, no, that was special teams though, wasn't it? That was special teams. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. You've got any super chats?
Cedric could pass for real.
Yeah, he played quarterback, bro. Salute to everyone in the chat, man. I got another super chat. I don't know if can you see your super chats? All right, I don't know if you got any. I'm gonna read one from my guy Nick real quick, man. Nick, appreciate you.
I can see the chat. I can't see the super. So anybody that gave supers, I'm sorry, I can't see them properly on this side. I can see the chat.
Okay.
But it don't highlight for me, so I apologize.
Okay, I can probably see a few. Let's see here. My guy Nick says, "What's your opinion on the Skip Bayless situation, man?" So I'll start with you, bro. What's your opinion on the Skip Bayless with the comments and everything that's kind of transpired lately with Skip? And I can read your super chats. I can see them right here, so I'll read them for you too.
Okay. Yeah, make sure. I definitely want nobody to think I'm ignoring him. I promise you, I'm not.
Right.
Skip is a deplorable. That much airtime or energy, basically, because it ain't worth it. He's a real. He's a very, very cynical, self-absorbed, don't really care about nobody else but himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's one of those things where he's not a Cowboys fan. I wish that people would stop putting him with us.
Facts.
He's a paid actor that works for Fox. You know what I'm saying? He's not a Cowboys fan. Never has been. It's just good business to root for the Cowboys. So, you know, he picked a side and he's just gonna roll with it. But at the end of the day, man, those comments to double down and say I'm gonna stick by my comments when Shannon checked him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel sorry for Shannon because I know he don't want to cut off his Fox ties completely because he got a career too that he's focusing on, and he's doing good at it.
Right.
And Shannon Sharp is a well-known person in the media.
Right.
I just really wish that there could be a way that they could just split. Let Skip go find him somebody else to debate. Because Shannon, I be feeling bad. Like I see him biting his tongue every day, and it's like I don't know if I could do that. Like I feel bad for him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I know it's just like I can't trick myself out this bag.
Right.
Dealing with him, but Skip be pushing him.
Right.
Skip pushing him.
He does, and I think for like a lot of the young viewers, and I said this on Twitter, like a lot of people don't understand like who Shannon Sharp the player was. Like Shannon Sharp was a tight end, flashy, vocal linebacker, or not linebacker, tight end. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of had that personality, but like you said, like I see it happening internally. And he posted a tweet and he said like his brother had sent him like, you know, I'm proud of you for being able to control your temper and show your composure. And I was like, yeah, because y'all know me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, if y'all follow me closely, y'all know Tuck. If some rubs me the wrong way, I just explode, right? But I feel like when it comes to this Skip and Shannon situation, it's like Skip has this ego where he feels like he's made Shannon. You know what I'm saying? And his ego kind of projects towards Shannon. It's like,
that is perfect.
Yeah. Like I found you when you were on ESPN. I brought you over here. I gave you this. I gave you the plat. You know what I'm saying? I. But here's what people got to understand. Before that even happened, Shannon Sharp was on, I think he was on CBS. He was on, he was already established. He's a Hall of Fame tight end, bro. This isn't LaShawn McCoy. Like, this is somebody of some NFL elk. And I feel like
he's in the conversation for the best tight end ever.
Right. And so when that happens and you're sitting across the table, Skip feels like he's compelled to be at the same table with the NFL tight end. Like I said, it's like me being on a show with Emmitt Smith and me speaking over Emmitt Smith. Everybody like, Tuck, you need to shut the hell up and let this man talk. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like what really happened is that even if Skip didn't believe he said anything wrong, if his brother said, you know what, bro, can you delete the tweet? Delete the tweet. I mean, hell, me and you've had conversations about tweets I put up. You'd be like, yo, Tuck, I think you should pull that down. Boom, I pull it down because it's not like, whatever. You know, what wrong gonna tell me? I tweet, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just respect for your colleagues, your brothers, your peers. And clearly,
it's humility, man.
It's humanity.
No humility.
Right. No humility. And it's not just with Shannon, bro. Like, Skip's family doesn't mess with him. I know that Skip had his wife on the channel. She said the same thing. Like, he's just all about Skip, man. And unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, I think the show is going to separate. I just don't see it lasting too much longer. But that's my whole thoughts on it. But we don't know how Skip, man.
What's that lady name? They did a show with Jenny Taft.
Mm-hmm.
She put out a tweet saying she missed her colleague,
right?
And it was like a behind the scenes of her and Shannon talking.
Right, I saw that. Yeah,
I remember when she left the show was because of differences with Skip.
Right.
And I think that was just like a subtle head nod. Like I know you in there struggling still, because Shannon can carry his own show at this point, man. He don't need Skip.
Right.
I think right now he's just confined to whatever that contract is. When that contract up,
get the bag.
Which they're gonna give him his own show, or he gonna go do his. Yeah.
Facts. Keith Murphy sent a super chat, man, for $5, man. He says, I definitely think you guys are more battle tested this year and ready for prime time, Road Dog. So yeah, I think the Cowboys are more battle tested this year, man. Hopefully.
That's gonna say that's my dog Keith.
Okay. Cool. It's frat brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So yeah, keep the super chats coming, keep the comments coming, man. So yeah, man. So like I said, I feel like the Cowboys will be more battle tested. And like for me, I am not for the whole idea of if something goes wrong in Tampa and we need to move on from Mike McCarthy. Because let's say for instance, bro, Cowboys go out there, we just battling. And let's say, I don't want to kind of put this in, but if we have a situation like we had last year in Tampa when there was like 9 points left off the board because of special teams, you know what I'm saying? Can you really blame that on Mike McCarthy? You know what I'm saying? So I think you have to add your value on Mike McCarthy. You have to wait and see how the game actually transpires. Now, if the Cowboys are marching and we have one of these, clock management brain farts and that costs the game or costs the season, then yeah, we're going to come on these channels and have a conversation. But just if he loses, he's out. I just don't see it, because also I keep telling people, if you tell me I'm getting Sean Payton from New Orleans, all right, we can talk. But you know damn well, y'all, he going to be micromanaged. He going to have Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones' hands all in every decision. I don't think you're going to get the same Sean Payton that you've seen in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, I think Mike McCarthy is perfectly fine.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's it.
No, I was going to say, they said that Sean Payton already picked out his defensive coordinator. I know this is speculation.
Right.
He want Vic Fangio.
Right.
So that nod right there lets you know this ain't no normal coach. He's already picking his staff.
Right.
So if you want me, you going to have to fall back, Jones. So that's the thing. Like, Sean Payton ain't going to come here and say, you keeping Kellen Moore. No,
right.
Not.
Right.
No,
right.
Not.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I would love it. I would love for Sean Payton to come in and do him. But me and it sounds better than it. It just ain't gonna go like that.
It's not. It ain't
gonna go like that.
And I feel like the key difference is when it comes to Sean Payton versus Mike McCarthy is that the Cowboys need to recruit Sean Payton. Like, the Cowboys need Sean Payton more than Sean Payton needs the Cowboys. Versus Mike McCarthy, he just needed a job. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, y'all need to keep Kellen Moore. Whatever. Just when do I start? You know what I'm saying? Like, we've all been there. We apply for jobs and we kind of been desperate for a job, and they give you the offer sheet. He's like, man, whatever, fine. You know what I'm saying? I'll work this so I can find something else. You know what I'm saying? Versus if someone calls you and you already got a good high paying job, y'all got to step y'all recruitment game up. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to Sean Payton might say, okay, if y'all want me, I need to pick my own players. I need to be my own GM. You know what I'm saying? I need to be in full control of player personnel, offense. I want my guys in here. I'm gonna do it this way. You know what I'm saying? Sean Payton be letting players dance and celebrate on Instagram in the locker room. You gonna have to step to the side, and I just don't see the Cowboys putting that ego to the side, their front office.
See, that's what we need.
We need it. We need it. But here's the crazy part. I feel like Mike McCarthy could be that if they would just step aside. You know what I'm saying? I just
remember that video you posted the other week of the walk out to the rock music.
Oh yeah.
That was perfect, bro.
That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the Cowboys players just don't get to be themselves. And like, I know Cowboys fans get upset when they hear that, but it's like, you see like players leave, like Cheeto. When I interviewed Cheeto last year in the Super Bowl, he was kind of saying like the difference is like, and Cowboys fans got upset, but he was saying like, yo, here in Cincinnati, we don't have the best everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have the best equipment, the best facilities. But when I come here, it's really just about football and work. You know what I'm saying? So he's pretty much saying, like, when you have to deal with the Cowboys and the umbrella of the star, like, it's more corporate. You know what I'm saying? And I always get this comparison. Some people are very blue collar, like wearing a suit and tie to work every day, like that's their job. But white collar, but some people are very blue collar, like they want to kind of be out there in construction, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it just doesn't mesh. And I feel like with the Cowboys, it's just a very corporate environment, you know what I'm saying? And not a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even think about the last time the Cowboys just really kind of had this vibrant personality that was out of control, out of spark plug, that they didn't put on a short leash. You know what I'm saying? Like, we never had like a Marcus Peters type, you know what I'm saying? Like, or a Jalen Ramsey that can go out there and just talk trash and just be himself. Like, they always try to like reel it in.
It was Irvin and Dion.
That's how long it's been. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was 30 years ago.
Yeah, so I'm saying that's how long it's been, man. Because a lot of kids don't understand, man. Like Dion was out there, he was rapping, he was doing commercials, he was swagging out, he was doing whatever he wanted. Michael Irvin was just a partying, you know what I'm saying? Like, but he was like just violent on the field, right? You had Charles Haley, like you had these big personalities, but most importantly, you had someone in house that can control it. And Jimmy Johnson. And yeah, and someone says Dez. Like, I think Dez was kind of like the last one, but people forget the Cowboys for like Dez's first 2 years, bro. Dez didn't even speak. Like, Dez didn't do no interviews. Like, they kept a rein on Dez. Like, y'all remember? Yeah, y'all remember they gave Dez the babysitter. You know what I'm saying? Like the guy that's gonna kind of be around him and stay in house when he got in trouble for like sagging in the mall and all in the jewelry whole situation. And they did the same thing with Pac-Man. So it's just, you know, it's just different in Dallas, and I think not a lot of players can handle that because, I mean, the star is bright. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, we see some types of players kind of go into these situations. I bring up Boss Man. Like, I feel like the star is just way too bright, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of people to handle. So that's why when it comes to draft season, I'm always looking like, can you handle the keys to the kingdom? Because once you get it, man, it's hard to deal with. So, you know, but that's just how the Cowboys are, bro.
Let me ask you a question, Tuck. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
I'll bring it, not full circle, but I just want to ask you, because like I said, we going to have Tampa. You know what I'm saying? But last year, going into the 49ers game, although, you know, we got our fan base, we got a couple people in the media that picked us last year, you know, there still was an air of, it was like arrogance, like going into that game. You know, there was still like this, the media felt like the Cowboys should beat the Niners. The Niners are hot, but Cowboys should beat the Niners. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how it was portrayed. Mm-hmm. Not that they were disrespecting the Niners, it's just like, the Niners is a wild card. The Cowboys should beat them, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously, everybody knows what happened.
Right.
This year, I've been paying attention to the media around playoff time, man. They still did their token Cowboys segments because, you know, it's in everybody's contract. You got to talk Cowboys.
Right.
But the cynicism around our team right now, I love it.
Right.
But it's like when they talk, like they're talking like NFC seeding and stuff like that. And are the Eagles real? And, you know, saying how dangerous is the Niners? Like, and they did write off the Vikings, rightfully so. They've lost like every big game this year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Vikings are what the media think we are, but that's another story.
Right, that's a whole nother. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
My point is, I kind of like us being like written off. I feel like it's going to provide. Like next week, they're going to spend the week saying the Cowboys are going to get beat by Brady.
Right.
And I like our play in those situations way more than if, say, for instance, we drew the Vikings' first game.
Right.
I'd be nervous because they spend the week saying, you saw what they did last time.
Right.
I would be nervous in that situation.
Yeah, and
we got to deal with that this time.
Yeah, and I
really
agree.
Feel like because it's Brady. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I agree with you, bro. I 1,000% agree with you. You know me. I love the Cowboys being in the underdog role because we never got it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the biggest problem with the Dallas Cowboys, because
never get it.
We know our team and we follow them closely. We fans, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like the Cowboys, they have what's called fight or flight syndrome. You know what I'm saying? When everything is all odds against them, that's when I know I'm going to get my team. You know what I'm saying? You go to that Minnesota game this year. You know what I'm saying? What happened? They just beat the Bills. We just lost the Packers. Everyone was counting the Cowboys out because the Vikings are the team to beat in the end. And they were so afraid. They locked in and they just went beast mode on the Vikings. And I said, even last year, bro, when I saw that team walk out the tunnel in Tampa, I was like, oh, this is different. Like, it was just like, it wasn't that, they come out and dance and kind of, what I'm saying? It was just business-like because the Cowboys feared for their life that Dak ain't played all preseason, came off an injury, and you about to play the Super Bowl champs on opening night, and they play their best football. So I agree, bro. I like that. Hey, next weekend, more than likely, everybody's going to count the Cowboys out. It's Brady. It's playoffs. It's on the road. And I
never beat them.
Never beat them, like all of that, bro. And I just like it. I just like that, bro. I just like that coming from the Cowboys. I feel it's going to put us in a big situation.
I mean, because look at Cooper Rush early in the year. Look, for all the Cooper Rush slander this year, shout out to Cooper Rush because he got us 4 wins. And you can't take that away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If he even splits, we're having a different discussion about how our season went.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Cooper Rush, man. He deserves more respect. But like you said, the fight or flight syndrome, everyone wrote us off after that first week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like everyone raised their level of play slightly.
Mm-hmm.
I think our problem is when Dak got back, the offense shifted to start playing better, and then the defense kind of like,
Yeah, we good. He's on his tab.
I think that need to get out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I am going to enjoy them saying Brady's going to abuse the secondary and all this extra stuff because at least I know one thing: we not going to show up not focused.
Mm-hmm.
If we played Minnesota, I know that's not that's not possible because they're going to win their division,
right?
And we're slotted. But I'm just saying, if we were playing Minnesota, they would spend the week telling us why we're so great, Minnesota's average, and then we would go out there, underestimate them, and possibly lose because that's us. Right. But us drawing Tampa, literally, we're going to literally hear. I'm hearing it now.
Right, already. It's already started, yeah.
Man, I like it. So I'm hype about that. I'm also looking forward to the fact that I heard you say this on Twitter. I'm a paraphrase. You was basically just saying the mental bump, I'm trying to say it right, that you get from beating Tom Brady, that's invaluable.
Mm-hmm.
Like that will springboard us through the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
It's different than if you beat any other team. You get that monkey off your shoulder, you're going to just be performing differently because you're going to be like, we finally beat them and in the playoffs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's different because, like, let's say, for instance, the Eagles lose, all of a sudden Green Bay loses, and we get Detroit at home, and we come out and beat Detroit. When we go on to the road possibly and play San Francisco, it's going to be like, man, all right, we beat Detroit, but we ain't really beat nothing like this before. But like I said, if you go to Tampa, you beat Tom Brady in the playoffs, you finally get over that hump, that you shouldn't be afraid of anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no excuse for you to beat Tom Brady on the road in the playoffs and then be afraid of Brock Purdy. You know what I'm saying? Or be afraid of Jalen Hurts or Kirk. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like you can build so much more momentum after beating the Bucs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't dodge the smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way around it. So if I'm going to go in the playoffs, I like it though. Yeah, I like it too, bro. I like it that way. And that's why I've been so vocal about wanting Brady. And it's just, I've been the last 2 Bucs games and got my teeth beat in. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not afraid because I feel like this is the better team. And once we get over it and Dak has to walk to center field and shake Brady's hand and say, good game, and Brady goes off and the Cowboys advance, that's when it's lookout time, man. So that's what I'm aiming for. But before we get to that, bro, we got a game on Sunday. So when it comes to this game versus you know what I'm saying? But bro, we already did a whole playoff show, man. We ain't talking nothing about the Commanders. But like I said, what do you expect this Sunday versus the Washington Commanders? What type of Cowboys team do you expect to see?
I expect to see the same Cowboys team I saw in person last year when I went to the Commanders game. I think they're still a football team at the time. I expect them to try to come out and do their thing, but I'm expecting a dominant defensive performance. Last year, that game got shaky towards the end, but last year the defense came out and just put the clamps on Heineke.
Mm-hmm.
And I expect we should terrorize. I don't know what this whole cover 3, 10, 12 yards off situation we've been doing. We've been doing our pass rush no favors, you know what I'm saying, by playing off so far and allowing them to throw the ball quick because the receivers are wide open. But we need to reestablish, I said this earlier this week, our aggression, man.
Right.
I want to see some aggression.
Right.
It's a rookie.
Right.
It's a rookie, and he should be the rookie should be, I got to play Micah Parsons this week. I feel like that's kind of left for the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Right.
Like that was part of our mystique. It was like, man, we're 11 at.
Right.
And I think, like, to be honest with you, I just feel like, and I ain't saying they need to just rush them off the edge or do whatever you need to do scheme wise, but I need aggression.
Mm-hmm.
I need discipline on defense. Our edges need to just stop running up the field 15 yards and leaving that gap.
Right.
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 It's a way to pass rush and not to be silly about it.
Right.
But I just need the aggression back, man. I need our corners to stop playing. I ain't say you got to play press man all game, but to give, like, they're giving 10 yards off when you're playing Josh Dobbs. I'm like, hey man, that's Dobbs.
Right.
Like, I feel it. It's like, we dealing with corner issues with CB2, but you don't got to be that lenient.
Yeah.
Put 2 safeties over the top and play press man.
Right. And I agree. And that's the crazy part, because last year, we played a lot of press. I'm not sure, what has changed as far as Dan Quinn's philosophy, because it can't be the Anthony Brown thing, because they wasn't playing when they had Anthony Brown as well. So it's just like, when you have these quarterbacks, and especially when they're like one simplified read, right? They kind of just read half the field, right? Either going to go to this my first read or my second read, and that's pretty much it based off of the coverages. It's like, you got to complicate things. And also from Dan Quinn's standpoint, dress it up a little bit. Like, we know that the Cowboys offensively, we struggle with like sim reads. That means like they show like everyone's coming and they drop off in the zones. Well, can we get a little bit of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember the formation, and we were kind of like, I think Vach called it in game. We are kind of naming that formation when you had like 5 defensive linemen really lined up with linebackers, and we were just sending pressure. I ain't seen that in weeks. So it's like, why are we getting away from this? Like you said, bro, I think the most important thing that the Cowboys got to do is just build momentum. Like, I kind of call it a slump buster game. You know what I'm saying? All my fellas, y'all know what a slump buster is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the game where I want to see the defensive line get pressure. You know what I'm saying? Micah Parsons get sacks. DeMarcus Lawrence get sacks. Get that pressure going. And then also offensively, our wide receivers and Dak just kind of have a complete game, clean game, and get into a rhythm, button it up, and then move on to the playoffs. But it's like, if the Cowboys cannot get pressure, y'all, I promise y'all, it might not go the way that we want, especially against Tom Brady. Because you give Tom Brady and Mike Evans and Godwin like 8 yards of cushion with no pressure, like, bro, that's he gonna pick that apart. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's the biggest defense.
Think about the first game, Chuck.
Yeah.
Look, you saw it in person.
Right.
What was the one? Look, the game went bad horribly on offense. But you saw Micah and them giving Tom Brady fits.
Right.
I know they won. I'm just saying.
Right. Exactly. And I mean, and we saw it in the first half of the season. So I'm not sure if they, like I said, they started relaxing because Dak is back. It's like, all right, it's no longer on us. He can put up 30. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't got a whole, cause I knew, you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew, like, yeah, I granted Cooper Rush did his thing, but if we had to get in the shootout, I just didn't see it happening. So I feel like the defense, once again, with that fight or flight syndrome, had their back against the wall. Like, listen, we can't allow them, you know what I'm saying? Because you had everybody stepping up. Not only was defense playing outstanding, but you also had the special teams. They were scoring points. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was all hands on deck. But then as soon as Dak gets back, like, your thumb good, bro? All right, well, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to chill a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the defense really has to get out and rally, because what offenses are figured out, you know, if you can't get pressure, I'm going to keep 11 out the game, and I'm going to keep 7 out the game. I'm going to throw at everybody. Who's this kid, Nashawn Wright? I'm going to go at him all game. I'm going to go at Deron Bland. Now, Deron Bland's playing outstanding in his rookie campaign, but I'm taking my chances there versus letting Micah Parsons or Trayvon Diggs have that big play.
I would play
No.
Bland outside, man, and just take my chances with whatever we get in the middle. I'm sorry.
I mean, because you can probably bracket more in inside, but here's the thing, bro. I just don't feel like they found out who was going to be their inside corner. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who are they really going to trust? Because you can't play Nahshon on the inside, and it sounds like Nahshon is going to be the guy. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, then you got to play Deron Bland on the inside, because I feel like he's the more shiftier corner. Because when you cover him,
Bland is great on the inside.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, you're going to have to play Bland on the inside if Nahshon is going to be your guy. What was the other guy? Mullins that they tried out for a little bit. Like, he was going to be the inside corner, but because honestly, if we're being honest, I think the Jordan Lewis injury hurt us more than Anthony Brown. I feel like we had more than enough outside guys, but that inside is where the money's earned. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like he's got to keep Deron Bland there and just hope that Nahshon or whoever can hold on for dear life. Somebody asked, can KJ play inside? Nah, he's more of an outside guy. So
look, man, I'll speak to that, Tuck. I'm out on the KJ thing, man, and I tried.
Right, I tried.
I tried. I was like the last off the boat. He just ain't. And the sad thing is, it ain't even his attributes. He physically can play the position.
Mm-hmm.
He just ain't going. He ain't locked in enough.
Right.
He's gonna have to get cut and land somewhere else, and he's gonna have to have some, like, the Cowboys gave up on me and go be good somewhere else.
Right.
He's just not gonna do it here.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening. I just don't see the Cowboys being as lenient with him. I don't see the fan base being as lenient. So, yeah, I think that he'll be some kid that we'll look up and he'll be in Jacksonville somewhere. You're like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I remember that kid. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of playing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like from his standpoint, bro, it's just not up here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, if you follow my channel long enough, y'all know I've tried, man. I tried. You know what I'm saying? I tried. But when they pulled him so quickly, and then you had Jaron Curse kind of come out with the tweet saying, "Yo, this is a grown man. We can't be pout. We expect you to play." Like, it was just too much. You can't be trusted. And here's the thing, I feel like from an NFL standpoint, because we all play sports, you know what I'm saying? If you go out there and you get beat, you know what I'm saying? Rome, we teammates, you playing corner, but you going out there and you getting beat. But I know, looking every day, Rome is here at the locker room. He's the first one in, last one out. He is put in the work. I'm going to be more lenient with you as a teammate. But if I say, man, Rome ain't here, man, he missing practices for this and for that. When I look, he has some free time. He's doing God knows what. You know what I'm saying? He's doing all this extra stuff and not focusing on ball. You don't get that long of a leash with me. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like that's what you were seeing for some of the veterans. Like, bro, like, you out here missing assignments, miscommunications, getting beat, costing our defense, and I look up and you doing all sorts of stuff that's not football related. You know what I'm saying? In your free time, we just not rocking with that. So I feel like that's why they kind of went with Nahshon, because at least at Nahshon, he's always kind of been an underdog. He gonna compete. He gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? So, that's where I'm at.
He gonna fight though.
He gonna fight. He gonna scrap. You know
I just want to be smart, man. No double moves, Nahshon.
Yeah.
No double moves, Nahshon, and try not to get beat deep. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but let me ask you this though, Tuck. Very, very serious question. What's your thought process on this O-line? What lineup do you want?
All right, so I've thought long and hard about this, bro. And when it comes to the offensive line, my left tackle.
Real question, right?
Yeah. So my left tackle, bro, is Tyron Smith. There's no way you can kind of convince me that.
Me too.
Yeah, you got to have Tyron Smith, because at the end of the day, I am going to protect my quarterback's blind side, right? So I'm gonna have Tyron Smith at left tackle. I'm going to have Tyler at left guard. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Smith at left guard. I'm going to have McGovern or Biotis when he returns at center, Zach Martin and Jason Peters at right tackle. If Jason Peters struggles at right tackle, at least Dak can see it from his front side. You know what I'm saying? So that is how I'm rocking. But as far as like having Peters at left tackle, who's kind of older, you kind of have Tyler Smith at left guard. He's been interchangeable. Like, that's Dak's blind side. Like, that's the most important side that you want to protect. And, like, granted, we're going to get tested. And I think that's the one good thing that we're going to get from this game on Sunday. Is like, they got their defensive front, right? So they're going to get tested. The offensive line will. But it's like, bro, the last thing I want to see is Nick Bosa or Devin White or somebody stripping Dak from behind. And we kind of seen that in a few cases already. It's like Dak's blind side just hasn't been protected. And when you look at, Tyler Smith, I know some people say, oh, Tucky, I never hated Tyler Smith. I did draft film and everything on Tyler Smith. He's done decent. But you cannot convince me, Rome, that right now Tyler Smith is a better left tackle than Tyron Smith. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
it's not close.
Yeah, it's not even close. So you put your best player in his best position where he's earned his money through all these years. I just trust it more, and I feel like Dak would trust it more too. So I'm putting Tyron, Tyler, Zach, Jason Peters, and I'm doing everything I can possible to keep Josh Ball off his field, because if I see him out there on Sunday, y'all, I'm coming unglued.
This is weird. This is the weird thing to me, though. We're going to get that lineup with the left tackle and right tackle swapped.
Right.
On Sunday, we're going to get Peters on the left. And I'm like, yo, if you're going to do that, just swap them.
Right. I agree.
Because you don't got, look, Tyron Smith don't need reps at left tackle.
Right.
Tyron Smith no left tackle.
Right.
Just put him in left.
Right. I agree. Because you think about that.
Look, if I'm going to give Jason Peters, I was going to say, if I'm going to give Jason Peters any help, let me give him all-pro help from Zach Martin.
Exactly. And if Tyler Smith needs help, let me give him all-pro Hall of Fame help from left tackle. Like, that's just where I'm at. I think that's the simplest approach to fixing things, but we'll see. And I don't think anyone, y'all let me know in the chat, has anyone kind of asked that question about what's the offensive line going to be, but we saw what happened versus the Titans. It was swapped, like you said, Rome, just like Peters at left tackle, and then, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
I think that, look, in mid-game, I think I give him a pass.
Okay.
They just made it work.
Right.
But you got a week of practice, and not to be funny, I ain't gonna call this a scrimmage and be disrespectful. You got a game that can't really hurt you seeding wise. This the game to figure it out.
Right. Yeah. Because like I said, they go on and test it. If they play their dogs, they play Sweat and Young and Allen and Payne, like that's because people forget, before Chase Young went down, like everyone talked about, not about the Eagles front, not about the Cowboys front, but Washington's front was the front in the NFC East. So if they all play, what better way to get your offensive line playoff tested versus that front? But like I said, bro, I want to protect Dak's blind side because I don't want Dak reaching out, hurrying the pocket, because he can't trust what's going on behind him. So like I said, Tyler Smith has done a phenomenal job, but he just ain't Tyron. You know what I'm saying? He just ain't no Tyron. So it's just like, I'm going with the best man out there.
He'll be all right, though.
Yeah, he'll be young, but here's what I keep telling people, right? Tyler Smith has played left tackle. I don't think that was the original intent. So, a lot of people bring up the draft, right, for people who didn't want Tyler Smith. You got to think about this, right? You had Tyron Smith, you had Connor McGovern, and then you had a few others, right? Then the backup left tackle was Matt Waletzko. You know what I'm saying? So you had two left tackles get hurt before we even saw Tyler Smith get reps at left tackles. He didn't get reps all preseason, man, because I did a whole video on it when we did the Super Show. I was like, why isn't Tyler Smith playing left tackle? Like, he needs to get more reps. So I don't think the Cowboys had the intent with him being at left tackle. I think things kind of hit the fan. It's like, all right, bro, you all we kind of got right now until we can think of something else and kind of toss him out there, and he's done okay, or he's done well, you know what I'm saying, from a situation. But like I said, that's not Tyron Smith. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I personally, if I'm honest with y'all, I think the Cowboys are going to go offensive line again in the draft. That's a whole other topic, and we'll do that there. But I think they might view him not as a left tackle, or might left guard. You know, but I'm not trying to get the you know me, bro, because we've been talking, like, man, y'all know I've been holding off on draft content. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, Tuck, let's hold off, man, because it's like, all right. But it's gonna be interesting to see like how they view Tyler Smith.
Mad real quick, Tuck?
What's up?
When we make you mad real quick, this is what you're going to see on Sunday. This is going to piss you off. You're going to see Tyler Smith at left tackle. You're going to see Connor McGovern at left guard. They're going to bring Matt Farniak and start him at center, right? Zach Martin and Tyron Smith, because they refuse to pull McGovern off the field, and it aggravates me.
Oh, man.
I'm not even hating on Farniak. It's a McGovern thing.
Bro, McGovern's a made man. I don't know who he knows, you know what I'm saying? But McGovern is made. Like I said, he's not horrible, but he's not the best. Like, honestly, I don't see a huge improvement from Connor Williams to Connor McGovern. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't that it's a night and day difference, but it's just like, yeah, he's a made man. Because like I said, instantly, when he won the left guard position over Tyler Smith, who was your first round pick, it was just like, I guess, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, before the injury happened, even in preseason, it should have been Tyron, Tyler, and then, you know what I'm saying, Tyler and Zach, and then, you know, Terrence Steele at the time. So, you know, I don't know. They got plans for Connor McGovern somewhere. He gonna be out there, bro. He, you know what I'm saying, he solidified. He's solidified, fam. But, you know, the offensive line has to improve, bro. It has to get tested.
Around all they want in Washington, don't get Dak hurt. And you better figure it out by the time you get to Tampa, because Vita Vea and them they're not playing.
Right. Then they're not. You know what I'm saying? And especially when it comes to the run game. And like someone just said it, you know what I'm saying? The difference is penalties as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to not only protect, but you got to play clean football, because a lot of those penalties, every time there was like, honestly, when T.Y. Hilton got that big third down completion, I went crazy. I did the TY celebration till my arms almost popped out the socket, but then I checked for flags. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm always kind of expecting a flag every time the Cowboys have a big play. And we got to be honest, a lot of those have come on the rookie Tyler Smith as well. He's battling out there, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like the way that Tyler Smith is constructed, a lot of people had him graded as a guard coming out the draft anywhere. He's kind of that phone booth guy, right? He can just, you know what I'm saying? He can just wrestle. You know what I'm saying? He's a beast. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's going to be more fit and more comfortable in a left guard position versus having to dance out there on the edge. Because like I've been telling my guy, Professor O, salute to O, I don't want to see no Tyler Smith versus no Nick Bosa, bro. I just don't want to watch that matchup. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, all right.
No.
Yeah, and everyone was like, oh, well, he's going to play on the other side. I'm like, bro, y'all know defensive ends can switch sides, don't y'all? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to be, oh, we're going to put you on the rookie side, you know what I'm saying, and attack.
I want to see the D tackles for Tampa are legit. I would love to have Tyler Smith in the inside, because a lot of the times Dak sacks come from, it's because the middle buckle.
Mm-hmm.
So we need some more strength right there between Biadasz and McGovern, been a soft spot all year. So I would love to short it up with somebody that got a little bit more strength. So I would love for them to leave Tyler Smith there and just leave it alone, but you know they're not going to listen.
Right. Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree, you know what I'm saying? And also I think it's going to help with the run game as well, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you were to do that and get just that interior presence really solidified, it's going to help, man. But you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, here's the thing, Cowboys Nation. We in the air right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are in the air. We can't make any changes. It ain't like Kellen Moore's going to have this epiphany and become this, you know, this great offensive, you know, mind. You know, Mike McCarthy isn't suddenly going to get clock management. Like, we are just here. The Cowboys have to come out and just have to play around it. But at least we kind of know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. It's like, all right, the one thing that just needs to improve for me, like you said, bro, Dan Quinn's defense, they just got to find a way to figure out and sharpen things up, because if our defense can't get stops and they're still giving up the big plays, that's what's really hurting. A lot of people say, you know what, Tuck, is it the run defense? Is it the pass defense? It really isn't either. You know what I'm saying? Like, the run defense is okay. Like, even though we get gouged on the run, the Cowboys really have this bend but don't break. You know what I'm saying? So if you got to get 4 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, 3 yards in the run game and slowly get up the field and we hold you to 3, and then we come through and march and score with Dak, that's perfectly fine. That plays into our hands because you got to get up out of that. But when you think about what happened in Jacksonville and also Green Bay, and even last Sunday versus the Titans, that big chunk play, deep throw, instant touchdowns, wide open miscommunications where you can strike back just that quickly, that's what's been hurting the Cowboys defense, and we got to eliminate that, because honestly, that Christian Watson play in Green Bay. This weekend.
Watch. Howell is going to try to make a name for himself. He's been seeing that we've been susceptible to the deep pass. He got Dotson. He got McLaurin. Sam Howell's going to be like, if I get 2-3 deep passes, I'm going to be all over TV.
Right.
I'm telling you, he's going to air it out. They ain't got nothing to lose. And our safeties and our corners need to know double moves and airing it out is on deck. Don't be surprised.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. It's like, because I watch Sam Howell a lot, because y'all know I'm a Florida State guy, and he's from North Carolina, the ACC. So he's very recessy. A lot of people get upset when I said about a certain quarterback, but it's like, if you kind of let him kind of go out there, get comfortable, and do his thing, he can make it a long day, because he's still going to have his weapons. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have Terry McLaurin. He's going to have Jahan Dotson. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have Robinson and some of those guys out there. So you really have to make him think and just get pressure. If you get pressure on Sam Howell, he'll just give you a sack, bro. Like, he goes down. Like, he don't want to get touched. You know what I'm saying? So if you're able to do that and get him down, it'll be a long day, bro. But if you kind of let him get some confidence, make a few throws, and simplify things for, hey, I got Nashawn right over there, and he's playing 8 yards off. I'm just going to throw a quick pass to Terry McLaurin and let him go do his thing. It could be difficult for the defense. So it's like Dan Quinn, the secondary, has to help everything up front. You know what I'm saying? Like, make them think, make them guess, and then also allow us to get pressure. And I think our defense should be able to get into rhythm, man, versus, this Washington Commanders team. But if you let them play recess ball, I mean, we've seen it.
Better.
Yeah, bro. Like, and that's my biggest concern. Like, man, if I'm sitting here on Sunday and we playing our starters and we messing around with the Washington Commanders and going to a close one, man, I'm not, because I know a lot of people have the mindset, right? A win is a win. Me personally, it depends. Like, you have to add the context. I wasn't a win is a win on Sunday versus the Titans versus Philly. That's when you can say, all right, a win is a win, right? You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, with the Titans, bro, it's like, that was an all preseason roster. Like, they should have even been in that game, but you played sloppy. You know what I'm saying? You played sloppy. And it's like, that's the thing. Don't go out there on Sunday.
They did what you said.
Right. Yeah.
They came in there playing.
Yeah.
They was playing. They was like,
yeah,
we're going to score 50.
Yeah.
They look, because they told me we was going to score 50.
Right.
And then you look up and they're playing hard.
Right. Yeah. And like I said, people, like, it's crazy because I do the same thing on Madden, man. I'll be playing Madden, get the Cowboys, and somebody might get some little rinky-dink team. And I'm like, I'm about to dog walk them, man. I'll be doing all sorts of dumb plays, you know what I'm saying? But then I see someone pick the Bills. It's like, all right, man, all right, Tuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to sit up in your chair a little bit. So it's like, yeah, I was like, all right, I got to lock in. You know what I'm saying? I'm turning the music down and everything, man. But I feel like when it comes to the Cowboys, it's like, it was a short week. We just beat Philly. They just got this guy off a practice squad. We good, bro. We good. You know what I'm saying? And they came out there messing around.
I get him this, Tuck. 3 games in 12 days.
Right.
This late in the season is a lot.
Right. They try to set us up.
They look tired.
Yeah, the NFL tried to set us up for failure, bro. We know what they did. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no reason we should be playing Thursday night football after that Saturday night game. But it just is what it is, man, because they were trying to marquee at the end of the year and use the Dallas Cowboys. So hopefully this rest was to help. But the one thing I'm thinking that's really going to change things before I let you go, bro, is that getting Hankins back and then also getting LVE back. I think that's going to be a huge boost to our defense, because my guy Professor O posted the stats. Like, the run defense has changed since Hankins has been out, and also LVE, man. So I think it's going to be a huge boost. And then also hopefully we get Tyler Biadasz back. So my guy Big Flock says Ridgeway going to play it. That's another one, man. So it's like Ridgeway. So it's like, I don't understand how the Cowboys were so quick to pull the trigger on Ridgeway, but other players, you know what I'm saying, because they watch the show and they get upset, they get a long release. You know what I'm saying?
If you're going to cut somebody expecting them to be there, no one's picking up Josh Ball.
Right.
You can play that game all day. Cut
Right.
him.
Right.
He gonna make waivers every time.
Right. He
Why would
was.
you cut Ridgeway?
Right.
He should be a Cowboy right now.
Exactly, bro. And he's turning up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you spent a pick on him, and you already let this kid go. You know what I'm saying? And he's playing well. You know what I'm saying? And where do we get some injuries? Right there at the nose tackle position. But you still have Bohanna and Watkins, and get Hankins back. That should help, man, but we shall see. But my guy, Roman, appreciate you coming on, man. For the people who do not know where to find you, let everybody know where they can find you, my guy.
Hey, man, just wanted to say I appreciate you, Tuck, man, all day. We probably talk tomorrow
right.
at work. But you can find me at Cowboys Fan Talk, Cowboys_Fan Talk on Twitter, where I talk crazy to people all day because it's fun.
Bro, I'll tell you something crazy on Twitter, bro. Like, so Ron posted something, you know what I'm saying, talking about people needing to build their own platform, like no one's stopping you. And like, I didn't even see the post. And like 5 minutes later, I tweeted the same kind of exact thing, kind of same narrative. Bro, like, I posted like a link of the Amazon mic. It's like, bro, the Amazon mics are on sale. You can get you one for $39. plug it into your laptop and get you popping. Build your own platform. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's just how we're in sync, man. But, I appreciate you, my guy, man. Twitter is the projects, you know what I'm saying? But we come from the projects. We be outside, you know what I'm saying? That's how I built it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be outside in the projects all day, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, your boy be on the radio on ESPN, but I still be chilling at the projects, man, on Twitter. But it's all fun, man. I love talking to Cowboys fans, man. And for those seeing me for the first time.
Hey, Tuck.
Go ahead.
Before you go, bro, next week, we need to get back together so we can talk some real strategy.
Yeah.
This week, I know we kind of just talk about everything. Next week is more serious. We're going to have to lock in.
Yeah. So CFO fam, there has been no scouting report besides the one I just showed y'all on Washington. No film session this week. I'm already crunching film on Tampa, bro. I'm already in Tampa mode, to be honest with you. Just don't get hurt. No injuries, clean football, get your win and get up out of there. That's all I really want to see Sunday, man. But everyone who's seeing me for the first time, CFO Sports, appreciate all the support. Comment, like, subscribe. I appreciate y'all. Follow me on all social media platforms at jtuck151. Also catch me on Sundays on 810 WHB Radio, ESPN Kansas City, with my guy Darren Smith and Michael Coleman. Actually got a show with them in 1 minute, and I'm late, and they're going to be mad at me. But also CFO Sports, the merch store is right below, man. I appreciate all the support, man. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged. And let's go get this win Sunday, Cowboys Nation. Peace.